Good morning. It is a Tuesday edition of the Tyler Glenn Show, the show about food and fun places and the mayhem of life. It is so good to have you along. Yes, with enthusiasm and sunshine in our hearts, a song in our head, and coffee in our hands. Let's get going. Vegas is going to the Stanley Cup. It's going to be a precedent-setting Stanley Cup final. Neither team has won the Stanley Cup before, so that's kind of fun. We'll go live to Vegas this morning, check things out. They're celebrating in Vegas. Kind of a snoozer of a game last night, actually. I'll tell you where else they're celebrating this morning is in Alberta. And Danielle Smith won last night. And some nasty weather could be headed our way. Really super hot weekend could be on the way. We'll take a look at that in just a bit. First, we're going to welcome you into the Beach Bunker, and I'm Tyler Glenn. Good morning. It is so good to have you along on another edition of the Tyler Glenn Show, where we goof around, talk a lot on Twitch and social media, and we talk about the latest food trends, the stuff that we've been eating, the places we've been going, the people that we've been meeting, and the mayhem of life. Just stuff happening around us, you know, pop culture-related stuff that people are talking about. We're like the internet water cooler. We just kind of meet around the water cooler. Hey, how'd it go last night? What was going on? What happened yesterday? And that's kind of what the show is about. 2-hour show goes from 7 till 9 Central every weekday. And there's also a podcast, abbreviated version of the show that is uploaded to Red Circle at 12 noon every weekday. And that'll be available wherever you get your podcasts. So if you want a shortened edition, maybe you miss a show, maybe you're busy, you got lots going on, and who doesn't? The podcast is an awesome option, so you can still stay in the loop. And the best thing you could do, the most fun you could do, is sign up for a Twitch account so that you could join the Sunseekers and chat. Now, you can chat with us for the first half hour wherever you're watching us, on Twitter, on YouTube, on TikTok. Good morning to you, TikTokers. And, the first part of the show is pretty much a multi-platform. It goes over the internet everywhere on social media. And then we move things over to Twitch. And it's the last 90 minutes of the show will be exclusively a Twitch TV, twitch.tv/Tyler Glenn Show. So that's kind of what we do. And as we take a look at our webcams this morning, still some problems with Oak Lake. I apologize for that on behalf of our highways department. Oh, breaking up. Someone says, oh, maybe it's weather related. Uh-oh. Am I breaking up? I certainly hope not. It's fine here, Jody. Maybe it's your internet. Let me just check my Facebook, or it could be a Facebook issue. Let's take a look outside. It's kind of gray and foggy and hazy and kind of a bit of a gray day. We are going to have some really, really hot weather headed our way. Now, you know me and the hot weather. It can never be too hot for me. This weekend is going to get pretty close. That's right. Unplug Oak Lake, plug it back in again. That'll fix it. Uncle Bo has owned that camera, doesn't he? Poor guy. He's so much fun. But anyway, back to the weather. We got some real hot stuff coming, guys. I mean, some big instability. So it's going to be warm all week. We already established that. But we saw some thunderstorms move through the area yesterday. It's going to be on repeat again today. Showers and thunder showers because it is so warm. And we're going to hit 35 degrees in the sunshine this weekend. So it is going to be uber hot. Uber hot. I mean, 35 is when they should be issuing the heat warnings. So prepare for it. This weekend, 35 is coming. And it's the back half of the Brandon citywide garage sale this weekend. So it is going to be a hot weekend for garage sailing. 35 on the way for us this weekend. Man, that's going to be hot. Good morning to our sun seekers who are already chatting this morning. Jody, it was so good to see you in this morning along with Kathleen. And, of course, Quentin and Tasha and Connie and Trev. And Mavis in Mendoza. Nice to have you here. Bernice, our resident Zumba expert, and Cindy. And Misbehaving is here. Nick Adams is here before he gets into work, of course. And did I mention Connie? I think so. If I didn't, I wanted to mention that again. Just a few of the folks that are joining us in chat this morning. And do feel free. There's such a great crew of people. They're so welcoming. And I am on purpose not showing the numbers that are coming in to view the show with the Twitch chatters because they're so encouraging. They say, come on in. You got to come and chat with us. It's so much fun. Don't be a lurker. And I said, there's a lot of people watching the show. There's a lot of people listening to the show. In fact, it's like less than 2% are in chat. So, you can see how busy chat can get sometimes. That's just 2% of the people who are actually sitting by and watching what you guys are saying and reading what you guys are saying. So even though sometimes I might miss what you're saying in chat, there's a lot of people watching what's going on. They're paying attention, okay? And it's a lot of fun. It's good to have you along this morning, and let's get going. So Vegas, off to the Stanley Cup. Holy cow. It's going to be all sunshine all the time. Florida versus Vegas in the final.
One player getting hot to do. Here's a chance. Amadio scores.
Yeah, it was kind of a...
Well, that is a testament to the depth we were just talking about for the Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh, they look a little disheveled. It was kind of a boring game last night.
6-0. The forecheck, but Carlson, who's been so good in this series, in the playoffs. This wild Western showdown will be won by Vegas, and the Golden Knights have their golden ticket.
There's like no one there. Was I the only person that noticed that like half the seats were empty? Were people just going to get beer last night, or was there really just like nobody at the game last night? It just looked like in Dallas it was completely empty, void of people. And I had caught it right after intermissions, and I was thinking to myself, okay, maybe the thing is that there was going to be, there was going to be more people coming in after they'd had their beers or whatnot. But I was the only Manitoban watching. Maybe, I don't know. I was kind of flipping back and forth between that and the Alberta election. And the Alberta election last night was much more exciting. It was much closer. But, obviously we've got some Brandonites on the Vegas team. The general manager is from Brandon. Lots of Canadians on the Las Vegas Golden Knights team. So that is That's really exciting. I think that we've got a team to cheer for anyway, and it's going to be Vegas. I just can't bring myself to cheer for Florida. Just in no universe is that ever going to happen where I could cheer for a Florida team in hockey. It just doesn't make any sense. It's kind of like when Canadian teams play beach volleyball. And, it's okay. I have friends that play beach volleyball. My kids' friends play beach volleyball. But that's not our thing. Like, when you travel the world and you're sitting in a cafe in France and they say, "Oh, you're from Canada. Oh, beach volleyball." No, they're not saying that. They're saying, "Oh, ice hockey." And in Florida, Nick says he was always wrong about Florida. I tell you, Vegas has really got it going on, though. Like I watched a bit of the game last night, and even though they were completely in control of the game, they were pretty sharp. Like at any point in that game, after about 3-0, they could have just went, okay, well, let's mail it in and get on with it and bring Florida on. And they didn't do that. They were hammering pretty good, professional. Things were clicking, passes were completed. I'm not a hockey expert, but I know when things are clicking and they're passing the puck and scoring the goals, and that's what hockey teams are supposed to do, and very few mistakes. So it's going to be an interesting series to watch, and I really, truly think that the best two teams are in the final, so that's always good, too, because you hate crap goals and junk and bad series and stuff like that. And so, the fact that these two teams have really grinded out to get to where they are right now, that's awesome, because this could be a really, really good series. So some predictions now. Let's get to it. Nick, you said you were doubting Florida, so do you think they'll do it then? So are you picking Florida for the Cup? Who's going to win it? My pick is Vegas, and it's for the fans. Their fans are pretty crazy. They got great fans in Vegas. If you know of anybody in Las Vegas that lives there that isn't Canadian, they love their hockey. It's pretty crazy. It's one part novelty. It's one part that it's a fast sport for them to watch. I think that the Las Vegas Golden Knights, after the shooting that happened on the Strip, they really were a lightning rod to help bring the team, help bring the community together. And a lot of people will not forget that the Golden Knights really stepped up and wrapped their arms around the city, kind of the whole Vegas strong thing, and that resonated with people, and really community minded, and they do a good job. So their fan support is really, really big in Las Vegas. Kathleen says, I would rather Vegas win. So are you saying it's going to be Florida then? Vegas in 5, says Trev. Okay, we're betting. Okay, how much? $50. Vegas and forget just linking your Amazon Prime to your Twitch account. We are now starting Tyler Sports Betting. It's the TG Sports Bet Extravaganza. 5-1 odds. Put in $50, and if you win, you get $5 back, Trev. That doesn't really make sense, does it? It does for me, though. Tasha wants Vegas to win. I think Vegas is our team, hey? Any Florida, Nick is scared to type in Florida, I'm thinking, because he's scared that people are going to jump on him. Come on. Their fan support is not as good as yours. Oh, Uncle Bo, you're so sweet. Yeah, no, they've got great fans. So while the men talk about hockey, who wants a refill? Oh, gee. Lots of people. Hey, you know what? And I mean, 10 months of the year, 11 months of the year, I'm not talking hockey. It's just when the championships are on, it's kind of like, when baseball gets to the World Series. I'm not talking about baseball, although we will in a second, and I'll tell you why. But same thing, football. Like, I'm a huge Vikings fan, but I'm not going to bore you with Minnesota Vikings stuff when the season is on. Now, unless they make the playoffs, then I'm going to get a little excited. And, that's when you get to the best of the best, that's when it's worth watching to me. I'm kind of a cheater that way. I'm not a big, aside from football, that's the only season I'll watch. But they only have like 12 games in football. I'm just not big into sports until it gets to the good stuff. Just give me the good stuff. The playoffs. Now to baseball. Why I talk about baseball? Just the season just started. Well, we're still in Las Vegas, and over the weekend they unveiled their plans for their baseball stadium, and oh wow, it is spectacular. The Oakland Athletics are going to be the team that is likely going to move to Las Vegas. And when they do, they're going to build a stadium that looks like this. Behind the MGM Grand, just a couple blocks off the strip at the intersection of the New York, the Excalibur is there, MGM Grand, and what's the other place? The Tropicana. Isn't that something? That'd be a beautiful place to watch a baseball game. And boy, I'll tell you, Vegas is really, they have gone from having nothing to, okay, so they've got not only a hockey team, but like a world-class hockey team, could be a championship hockey team, and their football team is okay, but like, aren't they hosting a Super Bowl right away? Like in this beautiful brand new stadium? I'm sure they are. So even though they may not have a team in the Super Bowl, if you can host the Super Bowl, that is a big, big deal. Here's a look at the stadium from the baseball stadium, looking back from the strip here. Have a look at this. Kind of interesting design to it, the big arch there. And I wonder, I don't know if they're going to call them the A's. Are they going to call them the A's? Because it's the Oakland A's that they're going to get, because they got Oakland's football team. They kept it the Raiders, the Vegas Raiders. I don't know. I don't know if the A's, I guess maybe it fits. I don't know. Maybe we just need to get used to it. Wouldn't the Aces be better? Like, you could still keep the A. And Kathleen wants sports where the men don't wear shirts. Okay, well, we know what you're watching then. It doesn't really... Greased up men wrestling is more what Kathleen is into. Okay, well, that's fair. So, yeah, hockey would be literally the opposite of that, because they have, like, so much stuff on. Hockey is like, holy my God, the stuff they got to put on for hockey. That's a lot of work. So there it is. Oh, wow. There, it gives it some good perspective. That is, it's literally going to be across the street from the Excalibur. Interesting. One of my favorite hotels is right behind there. It's an extended stay hotel called the Desert Rose. And are they going to tear down the Tropicana? Because isn't that where the Tropicana is right now? Where's the Tropicana in this shot? Am I looking at this right? That's right. The Tropicana is gone. So they're tearing down the Tropicana and building a baseball stadium, I guess. Oh, I missed the memo on that one. Huh. Tropicana's been there forever. Yeah, I don't know if it's a dome. I think it's just a structure to hold the roof up, I think, because it just is it's a long beam, a circular beam that those high-intensity wires are attached to, and that holds the roof up, I guess. So, what exactly is the final game? They start June the 3rd, so I can actually look that up for you. Tickets will be absolutely insane. I mean, going to a regular Vegas Golden Knights game is really, really expensive. So, game 1 is Saturday at 7 o'clock. Game 2 is Monday at 7 o'clock. Game 3 is Thursday. So when are you? We're in Vegas from the 12th to the 15th. That's all it gives me right now. See if I can get the whole series to pop up here. Stanley Cup Final game dates. All times are central. Okay, so here we go. You're there from the 12th to the 15th. And so, yes, they will be playing Florida versus Vegas on Tuesday, June 13th, if that game is necessary. And that's it. That's the only game that you might catch. Is Game 5, Quentin. Game 5. Because then you'll miss the 16th. And then they'll play the 19th if a Game 7 is necessary. So they'll play Saturday, they'll play Monday, Thursday next week, then Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, and Monday. The series starts June the 3rd and will end on the 19th. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's pretty small. But you can hit pause later, and there's your date. And so, yeah, go Vegas. Go Vegas. And looks like we had a local pool winner in Vegas. Our friend, remember we were telling you there was a group of Brandonites that were in Las Vegas for a giant pool tournament. Now, I'm not sure if he won this trophy or not, because Tyson Tame is saying that it's super cool that I get to hang on to this trophy to hold this after a near miss last year. And everyone is congratulating him. So I'm assuming that he won something. I'm not exactly sure. When do I leave for Vegas? Well, actually, I've got a trip planned in September. I'm trying to figure out. TwitchCon is in September, and that's where like all the Twitch people get together, like the creators and stuff, and there's a big conference planned. So I might have to go, but I'm trying to figure out. I got to do the show while I'm gone because I got to take my Amazon money, my Amazon subscription money, and kind of pool that and put together and get some new equipment so that I can do the show on the road. Was he playing darts? No, it was pool. It was a pool tournament. I'm just going to scope his Facebook page here, stalk him just a little bit and see if there's other information here. Team Canada. So, maybe he was on Team Canada. And he sank the winning 8-ball. That's what it looks like to me. So I'm not sure how that all happens, but we had a Brandonite down there, and I guess they probably asked him to be on Team Canada. But nevertheless, he is holding the trophy, and we'll have to ask him when he gets back. Maybe I'll reach out and give him a call. And congratulations, Tyson, on your big pool win in Las Vegas, and hopefully you get some time with the trophy like the players do for the Stanley Cup. That would be cool. Okay, and Danielle Smith won in Alberta. I was flipping back and forth from the election to the hockey game and the hockey game to the Alberta election, and no matter where you sit politically, it's always fun to watch the traditional media squirm a little bit, and they sure did, especially the CBC. Oh, my God. I would have loved to have just played a video of people working at the CBC just squirming in their chairs last night. And it's just fun to watch because journalists and news people should be impartial, when you're covering something like that. Can you imagine if you're watching a play-by-play and it's Vegas and Dallas and the guy is going, oh, man, Vegas scores. Number 6 again. Geez, Dallas just can't. You'd just be like, what are you doing? Like, this sucks. You're supposed to go, score, because you don't know. Some people will be cheering for Dallas and some people will be cheering for Vegas. You're not supposed to go, scores. Oh, man. And that's kind of, I hate to say it, but legacy media has their favorites. And it was not Danielle Smith by far. And it was just fun to watch the results come in, and they're like, you can see shoulders start to go down and people starting to get sadder and sadder as the results came in. But, we'll have to wait and see. That's what democracy is, right? We're supposed to get out and vote. And we're realizing now that it is super important for everybody to get out and vote. And we've got our own elections in this part of the world coming real fast. And we could have a federal election coming quicker than we realize. Because it is a minority. And, the most important thing of anything in politics is just to get out and vote, because if you don't vote, you can't complain. So get out and do some voting whenever you can. Carol, good morning. Nice to see you. So on that note, we have to flip over to Twitch TV, twitch.tv/Tyler Glenn Show. We'd love to have you come on over to twitch.tv/Tyler Glenn Show. And we got lots on the show today. I barely touched on other stuff we've got to tell you about. There's an airline weighing people now. You heard right. They're going to start weighing passengers. We'll tell you who it is. Also, the secret reason airlines tell you to show up 3 hours early for your flight. Have you ever been sitting around in the airport and go, what the hell am I doing here? Why do I have to show up this early? There's a secret reason, and it's a little nefarious. You're going to go, really? I'll share it with you. 5 big mistakes people are making at an all-inclusive resort. The shocking new report involving weddings for the summer of 2023 could be one of the biggest investments you'll make next to a home. Yeah, financially. And the 6 times you should never wear perfume or cologne. That's coming up on the show at twitch.tv/Tyler Glenn Show, twitch.tv/Tyler Glenn Show. We have to say goodbye to our TikTok friends. Have an amazing day. We shall see you again tomorrow at 7 o'clock Central here on the Tyler Glenn Show. Thanks for being part of it. To start off a Tuesday. And we shall say farewell to our other social media friends, too. Come on over. We'd love to have you. And we got lots of fun stuff we're going to talk about. Of course, we've got Archie with our inspirational message of the day. That is worth the price of admission alone. And we'll go to